Hi guys and welcome to my vlog. Today I'm going to share some of the key takeaways from the best-selling book The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. This book is written by motivational speaker and author Robin Sharma. Now to the readers, this book offers a simple yet profound way to live life. I hope you find this video useful and don't forget to hit the like button. And let's start with a quote from the author himself. And he says, "Investing in yourself is the best investment you will ever make. It will not only improve your life, it will improve the lives of all those around you." And that is exactly what the main protagonist of the book, a rich and successful lawyer, discovers when his health fails and he decides to leave his luxurious life behind in search of peace. After spending few months with great sages of Himalayas, he comes back overflowing with inner peace, joy, and wealth of spiritual gifts. So let's try to learn from the guy who sold his Ferrari to discover the 7 virtues of life. And the very first key takeaway is that you can simply improve the quality of your life by improving the quality of your thoughts. That you need to cultivate your mind with positive thoughts and clear goals. The author describes it wonderfully when he says, "Everything is created twice, first in the mind and then in reality." Now I know it's impossible to completely remove negative thoughts from our mind, but with some consciousness, we can definitely substitute them with positive thoughts. And let me quote a good example here. Once a friend of Einstein asked him for his telephone number, but Einstein couldn't remember it. At this, his friend laughed and asked him, "How can it be that a scientist like you can't remember his phone number?" To this, Einstein replied, "Why do I have to store it in my mind when it can be easily looked in the phone book?" And that is exactly what the first takeaway is all about. In an age where information is cheap and polluted with self-interest, we need to protect our mind. We need to hold the key to the gates that allows this information in and consciously shape our way of thinking. Moving on to the next key takeaway that highlights willpower as the essential virtue of a fully actualized life. Here the author suggests that we build self-discipline by consistently performing small acts of courage every day. For example, standing up to what you truly believe in. Have courage to take responsibility of your finances. Have courage to dream something big and take a step forward every day. He says that we need to be authentic and disciplined, setting up systems and principles in life in order to simplify it. Moving on to the next key takeaway, which happens to be my favorite one. Here the author highlights the importance of having a clear goal and purpose in life. The author rightly says that discovering and realizing your life work brings lasting fulfillment, that there is no happiness and joy like the one that comes from achieving your goals and pursuing your life purpose. He suggests that we need to set clearly defined personal, professional, and spiritual goals and then do things that break through our comfort zone. The author suggests that we need to work on our goals and dreams every single day, as the time slips through our hands like grains of sand, never to return again. He says that those who use time wisely from an early age are rewarded with rich, productive, and satisfying lives. The next big takeaway is to practice Kaizen. Now, Kaizen is the Japanese method for improvement and optimization. It's a process that you optimize and incrementally improve in the areas. The basic idea is quite simple: to seek improvement continuously and iterate repeatedly in order to perfect it. The author says that success on the outside always begins within. That if you learn to master yourself and practice the philosophy of Kaizen, you are well on your way to mastering external factors like building a great business or having a successful relationship. The final and very important key takeaway from the book is to embrace the present, to live in the now, to be fully present and engaged in whatever you do, and to never miss out on the important things in life. The author suggests key 3 principles here. Number 1, live your children's childhood. Second, always practice gratitude. And third one, to never regret your past. That is all I have to share. I hope you really find it useful. Thank you.